The new Thing pales in comparison to John Carpenter's classic 1982 original, but when taken on its own, Mathis von Hennigan Jr.'s maligned prequel is still a solid science fiction horror movie. The Thing follows the Norwegian Antarctic research station that originally unearthed the killer organism from the first movie. Mary Elizabeth Winstead stars as Kate Lloyd, a paleontologist who gets caught up in the shape-shifting Thing's rampage. The Thing prequel has undeveloped characters and lacks the isolated, claustrophobic feel of Carpenter's original, but the film is still scary, suspenseful, and well acted. The prequel also takes the same basic narrative progression as the first film and gives a new take on these plot points. There are many elements of the prequel that I liked. The performances are strong all round, and Winstead is great as a strong, confident woman who takes control in a crisis. The grisly transformations and icky scenes of the Thing digesting people comprise much of the in-your-face horror, but the film does a good job of building tension before the Thing strikes. Perhaps I'm easily scared, but my heart was pounding at several points throughout the film, which shows that the Thing prequel succeeds in bringing the scares. To the film's credit, I was also unsure whose form the Thing would take next, and the film did surprise me once or twice. In one very well-handled scene, you expect one person, who is acting strangely and was splashed with blood during a Thing attack, to be a Thing, but the Thing turned out to be the other guy in the helicopter. The prequel's use of CGI over practical effects was a turn-off for many fans of the original, but I personally didn't mind the use of digital effects. For starters, I love the creature designs, as they're full of warped faces, writhing tendrils, and contorted limbs. Rob Bottin's puppets and prosthetics in the original look magnificent, and are far more realistic than the prequel's rather plasticky CGI, but Bottin's creations were usually slow-moving or stationary. The prequel's CGI gives the Thing more mobility as a predator. This is one tiny advantage the effects in the prequel have over those in the original. Some of the CGI in the prequel looks really bad, but most of the digital effects are adequate and look cool. Surprisingly, I had a favorite character. Sander, played by Ulrich Thomsen, is a terse, smug man who is committed to scientific discovery, even as his colleagues are dying around him. He also resents Kate's authority. I like Sander because he's the only character with any complexity. The Thing prequel recycles the same basic sequence of events from Carpenter's original, but many of the plot points are reimagined, so the prequel doesn't feel like a complete retread. Unfortunately, the rough patches in the script mean that the film's new ideas don't always work. After the Thing bursts out and causes a helicopter to crash, 2 Americans finally make it back to the base. They're later found to be human, so I find it hard to believe that they survived the crash, but the Thing didn't. After the Thing sabotages the blood tests, as in the original, Kate uses fillings to determine who is human. This is a clever idea, as the Thing cannot imitate inorganic material. However, it's predicated on the fact that people had fillings in the first place, which many people, including myself, do not. Finally, the ending, which bridges the prequel with the original, is very poorly executed. We get no resolution for Kate, I have no idea who the guy with the slit wrists was, and tones of triumph and foreboding are juxtaposed jarringly together. Ultimately, the Thing prequel feels much more like the pretty good 2002 video game than John Carpenter's original film. The prequel undeniably has problems. Most of the characters are very basic, the effects are very uneven, and parts of the plot don't make much sense. The prequel lacks the chilling subtlety and character-driven paranoia of the original, and relies mostly on gory action for its horror, but these gross scenes are still effective, and the prequel is genuinely suspenseful and frightening. The original Thing is an excellent movie, but I'm not a huge fan, so a good horror movie was all I wanted from the prequel, and that's exactly what I got. The Thing prequel earns 3.5 stars out of 5. Thank you for watching. Cheers.